Hello, everyone. A very happy Entrepreneurs Day to all. Today, we are hosting a very interesting segment with five vibrant women sitting across the table, and we will be discussing about if everybody could have built tech, would everyone become an entrepreneur? Hear their introduction from them, and then we'll get started.
Hi, my name is Datta. I am a PhD scholar and a social media manager.
Hi, I'm Sreejaya and I'm into fashion jewelry. So my brand name is Inaayat Creations.
Hi, my name is Bilkes Perveen and I'm a fashion lifestyle sports influencer.
Hi, I'm Brahma. I work at the British Deputy High Commission in Calcutta as a Senior Tech and Innovation Advisor.
I'm Shweta. I represent Creatorcult Media Private Limited. We are an influencer marketing agency.
All right, Tavishi, we'll start with you. So, the question that I want to ask you is as someone entering the workforce, if you could build any app or platform today without coding skills, would you prefer starting your own venture or following the traditional career path?
So that's a very interesting question, but yes, I would go starting my own venture, not because tech is becoming easy, but because it removes one particular barrier which the society has. Being from the social media line, I have been studying and growing up with this platform. I have seen this change already once. If we look about the scenario 15 to 20 years ago, when media and blogging became easy, publishing became easy, anybody who had the capacity to blog had a YouTube channel, Instagram page, or TikTok. So publishing was easy, but that just removed one segment of barrier that you have easy access to the world. But what is more relevant is just because you have the access doesn't practically make you a successful entrepreneur or a successful journalist, media person, influencer, social media creator.
So, Tavishi, I think you kind of made a very, very relevant point about how accessible things will get. So, will you try like multiple things? Do you already have ideas? Have you ever stopped yourself because you're like, okay, I don't know tech, so I cannot do this?
Obviously, I think tech has been a big bottleneck in our society because growing up, people like me who are still figuring out what they want to do, we have our ideas, right? We do not want to be stuck chained to a desk and just follow everybody's lead. Everybody has their own passion, their own motives, but yes, the point funding is a huge issue. And without funding, without good technology, you cannot have a lot of things that you require to start your own journey as an entrepreneur.
Thank you so much. I think that kind of gives a lot of hope to people who are building tech, so much for people so that they can use it and make it on their own. And entrepreneurship maybe is going to happen.
It has already
Yeah.
started, and there is a lot of there are a lot of people who are trying and making the most out of it. Everybody is trying to do something unique, and few of them are getting successful. Few of them are on the bench line,
Yeah.
but they are still growing. That is
Yeah.
making the economy boom.
Right.
And I would still consider that in comparison to Indian economy, if we see China, which is a hub of tech, America is a hub of tech, the easy technology has made them grow in a much versatile way than our country is still doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Since you're already in the business, right, as a business owner, if you had the tool to instantly build custom software tailored specifically for your store, how much faster could you have scaled?
Maybe I want a software where I can take control of my stocks, of my clients, what they want, even for the repeat sales, because I don't want my clients to endlessly scroll like what they want, because it is for me. Even if I go to supposedly Mintra, I don't feel like scrolling endlessly. It has to, like, it should matches my requirement. So I always try to curate. If I think of jewelry, like, I always think it's in my head, it's in my, like, blood.
Right.
I think of this thing all the time. So for me, I feel it should be like it matches my outfit, my taste, my choice, everything. So I want a software that takes control orders, repeat orders, everything. Like,
You are very right. That is definitely a problem that they have to kind of like scroll down through the entire
Exactly.
inventory to see what they like, and that becomes a very tedious process. So we have a creator in house. I wanted to know, creators already have the hardest part sorted. Building the audience. If tech creation becomes effortless, do you think every influencer will eventually become an entrepreneur or a tech founder?
That's a very, very interesting question. Thank you so much, Vasika, for that. Because I would start with a blank statement, which is every founder can become a creator, but every creator cannot become a founder. So that explains it all. Because being a creator will give you an audience, but being a founder requires much more than that. It needs resilience, a mindset, persistency, taking risk, attitude, and going on and on. So I feel tech definitely helps you, be making the content and everything, but these are two different completely things. So if today every creator starts becoming a founder, then there'll be endless founders.
Right.
So there has to be a line drawn that you are a creator or you are a founder, and nobody has that constant mindset that I am willing to take that risk throughout my journey or business. So I feel no.
But okay, both the sides are, you are also a creator, you're also a founder. How do you think tech can help you, or which part of your profession would you want to plug in tech with?
Okay, so now I have used technology myself. So I wouldn't say that you don't need a technology. Technology helps you with the adaptability, with increasing your reach, because speed up your your average handling time or your turnaround time of a product reduces.
Yeah.
So it goes very hand in hand. So to expedite, yes, definitely technology helps, but the mindset, the idea generation, the giving the prompts, that still has to be
Yeah.
a human being.
Yeah. If everyone can launch an app over the weekend, the market gets crowded fast. From an agency perspective, does removing technical barriers make marketing and audience attention the real bottleneck?
Very good question, Vasika. Basically, I feel technology nowadays, it's like, every second day something or the other is coming up. What really matters is the attention of your end user. So I feel as an agency, when an entrepreneur is building an app, it's very important we identify a problem and we find a solution to it. And also that technology should be good enough to retain my audience and even, what do you say, get more references, to install the app. So that is very important, when it comes to technology. Technology can be there. So like if I give you an example, Uber. When Uber came with an app, we all were so used to, अरे taxi को रोका, मिल जाएगा बगल में car. Why waste so much time in app? But Uber got accountability of drivers. So that became the safest bet for us. We used to bargain with the cab drivers, but we don't mind paying the Uber guy an extra buck. Because our ride, our comfort is taken care of, our safety is taken care of. So that's where technology helped us to build that big empire for a particular app. So I feel technology is required, but at the same time, we also need to understand what my end user is looking out for, and if I can solve that problem through technology.
Yeah, that's very correct. I think just before you arrived, we were actually discussing about how AI has become so integral in everybody's life.
Absolutely.
That ChatGPT, we never thought when it just came in that we will use it so extensively.
Very
That
true.
now everybody is doing that. And so it goes for so many other brands, like you said, Uber. Even we cannot do without Swiggy. Even if you just can just walk into a
absolutely.
restaurant, but now you're like, oh no, let me just order some food. So that's what it does. Sometimes you do not even understand that that's a requirement, but I kind of feel marketing and branding also kind of pushes so much that you, even if it is not a requirement, you still make it a need for you at some point in time.
Absolutely.
All right, Brahma, I have a very policy driven question for you. So, from an institutional and policy perspective, if technology creation is democratized globally, how does that shift economic opportunities, and what hurdles like security, bias, or digital literacy still remains?
Thank you so much for that question. So from my stream of work, where I look at policy and partnerships between two countries, what I have seen is democratization is definitely a really good thing. It makes things inclusive for people from varied backgrounds, not just people who have the access to technology or the access to the tools or the access to the system. So it gives a wider opportunity for students, for varied people from across the sectors to explore what the tool is. Like, for example, Instagram. So Instagram as a digital technical tool has given you a platform to explore your ideas, to explore your creativity, to become a creator, to become a entrepreneur, to become a content creator, whatever. So that platform has to be accessible for a wide stakeholders or a wide customer base. So that is an important part of accessibility and inclusion. So when it comes to policy point of view, the question is whether that tool is being used in the right way. So if we don't want issues like deep fakes happening, so it's very important that we ensure that the security, the data protection, the ethical and moral principles of the tool has been managed as well. So I think that is a very important point when it comes to the democratization of tools, especially to a larger audience. See, opening up this tool doesn't completely also doesn't mean that anybody can use it. So people should also have the literacy to understand look how this tool works. So there are so many different options in Instagram for creators, for businesses to do. So how will somebody who doesn't have the the knowledge or the literacy to access that? It goes with all the apps, not just Instagram or Swiggy or anything. So that literacy is also very much important. So from my point of view, the democratization technology is very important, but at the same time, the digital literacy goes parallelly
Yeah.
from a huge point of view.
Yeah, you're right. Like you said about Instagram, even if we look into Quick Studio, right, when we are thinking of target audience, it becomes very difficult because it's for everybody. You can literally, like, anybody can use it and do it. The question is, in 10 words or less, if tech creation belongs to everyone, what is the single most important quality that will define a successful entrepreneur?
I think solving real world problems, in my opinion, would be the best way to take forward anything, and how to think out of the box, how to think innovatively. That is pretty much my view.
For me, I think curiosity is something that's really important. The factor that everybody has the access, but you have to keep testing it, trying it, innovating it, and finding something that business or whatever that you're doing better than everybody else. That is something that matters a lot because that will make you seen and noticed and be there in the world for a longer time.
I think adaptability, the courage to learn, experiment, and then evolve faster than everyone else.
So I would say the same thing, adaptability, definitely courage to learn, reinvent, but with a purpose. There has to be a purpose. So that's about it.
I feel entrepreneurship is all about resilience, not giving up. So I can be an entrepreneur even if I'm not somebody from the technology side. So I identify a problem, work towards my vision, so anybody can become an entrepreneur. Abiding by it, sticking to it, it's what is real entrepreneurship. Not giving up is the real entrepreneurship. Showing up even if you fail is entrepreneurship. So I feel, yeah, resilience is the key over here.